Juagas bien.
Ah,
y
sí.
limpias.
Okay, got to clean my mouth well.
Es así.
Okay.
Duro, así. Eso.
No lo pasas.
Wow. Otra vez, 5,000 por hectare. So 5,000 plants per hectare. So what, yeah, they have about 5,000 plants per hectare of land here.
La hacienda como tal toda se llama Hacienda El Roble.
Ah, sí.
Todos los cafetos por lo general son arábigos, pero a raíz de que se fue dando a conocer el café, cada quien le fue dando un nombre a esa variedad como para diferenciarla, ¿sí?
This beautiful coffee tree with the fruit is very special because this geisha, the variety, oh god, this Spanish-English thing, it's a stronger variety. So if there's like lack of rain, what it does is it can go further down and it just has this ability to take nutrients from the soil. So it's a stronger tree, and it comes out at $30 a pound for the coffee. So what it is, it's $30 a pound in the almond state, they call it, so which is before it's toasted. Very interesting. Look at these beautiful holes. Some little creature's been having a feast. You're more likely to see this on organic because non-organic use pesticides which kill pests. And this one, Bourbon, I'm not sure how you would pronounce that, Bourbon, is slightly more citric or possibly acidic. So what they would do is have this coffee is good for after dinner, helping with digestion. So what we just found out is that this farm in particular is the only, solamente este. It's only this farm in the whole of Colombia, apparently, that is completely organic. There are other organic coffees and other organic coffee farms, but they also produce non-organic coffee. This one is 100% orgánico. Okay, so this one is mocha. It's called, the type of coffee that comes from this is a mocha. And the difference is, you see down here, there's not much leaf at all, and it's right on the top, the actual leaves and the fruit. Whereas these guys, it's kind of further down the tree. It's all the way down the tree. And the leaves are much bigger on this one compared to this guy. Whew. Right, this one is Salvatrix or Salvatrice. You can see this is different again from the mocha and the other one. So it has like all the leaves at the top, like the mocha, but the leaves are very different. If you see, the other ones are kind of like, I don't know, kind of like hands, like more connected and jagged. So from growing the plant to actually getting the first beans or fruit takes about 18 months. Then after that, every year they can use the fruits, and then that will last for 15 to 18 years. It's very interesting. Variedad, the variety C Arabica HR61. And so if you guys are real coffee geeks, you might even know what that is. Ah, okay. You can't buy a cup of this here. You can only buy like a pound of coffee.
80,000.
80,000.
90,000.
Ah, okay.
So $30.
Okay, and you can buy a pound of it for $90 here. Sorry, you can buy a pound of it for 90,000 pesos, which is $30.
Here.
Aquí in Colombia. So that coffee we just spoke about that was auctioned off at $30 for a cup, it's known around the world apparently to be called Umpala, which means like city of God, no?
Where the God goes.
The city where the gods go, because it's such a prestigious coffee. Look at this one, it's tiny. But it's only tiny because it's not grown yet. It grows into this massive coffee tree. Look at the size of that. Right, and that is from Brazil. So they're doing this as an experiment. What I'm finding out is where we are here is in the Museum of Coffee, their museum. And they're doing a little experiment to see how it grows, how it works. But as you can see here, because they're so big, they take up a lot of space because they need the space for the roots to grow and to get the nutrients from the soil. And you can only pick these by hand. So it's taken a lot of work to get very little yield. And another thing with this is that it's apparently such a very, very strong perfume and such a strong smell from the tree that she said that they can smell it all the way across the this part of the farm. Este Arabica whoosh whoosh, is maturing. It's growing in quality. It hasn't won awards yet, but they think it's going to very soon. It's a little gem that they're brewing. And I just found out that apparently Italians consider Colombian coffee like tea, like weak. Not saying that tea is weak, 'cause it's not. I'm a huge tea fan, but apparently the Italians, they drink such strong coffee, they consider the Colombian coffee weaker. And that Brazilian coffee is more for production, como volumen, no? Brazilian coffee is known for like volume, getting loads of it, rather than the quality. Oh. Right, if you're a coffee bean, what you're doing here is you're about to be weighed. It's an embarrassing experience. Oh, and then from here, if you were a coffee bean again, you would end up in this thing, which needs cleaning by the looks of things. You go through there, then you are peeled. Almost fell over. And something happens in there. That is where they ferment you. Then you're washed. From the washing, you are dried. And then dried, between drying and getting toasted, needs to be a very short period of time. So what they've added in is a drying process in a cylinder, which we're going to see in a second. And then from there you get toasted and pulverized. Oh, it smells beautiful. It smells like wood. So these are the coffee beans drying. So what's happening here is they're taking out the ones that are brown for national, like they're going to stay in the country, and the higher quality ones will get exported. So these are the ones that are already pre-selected. Wow. God, it's so hot in here. It's like a greenhouse. Well, it is a greenhouse. Ooh. All right, now we're talking. Look at this. So we've gone from that. Selected beans, then they've been peeled there, then roasted, and then what's that? Put it down. Ooh, that's the coffee. It's crazy that some of these bags in it end up in Japan or Australia, and they come from this beautiful little farm. So what we're going to see now is this process from these guys shelled into these guys, or deshelled. And that's what this machine does. So we're flipping it to get rid of the shells. Right, really interesting. So this process where we can see these defected beans, these are the ones that pass through this process to get the best quality. But conventional coffee, basically anything that you don't know anything about the company, perhaps conventional coffee, let's say, normal coffee that you find in most places, unless it's certified, it doesn't do the process of taking out these defected beans. So all of this gets mashed into the cup. No chévere. Very, very interesting. And this could possibly be the thing that people talk about in the coffee industry about problems with the beans and the lower qualities. So these guys have been eaten by insects. You can see them, they're all like smashed up. And then again, referring to the quality board there, these guys will not go into the higher quality coffees, but the lower quality coffees, they will make it through the selection process and be blended in. And I mean, it's completely dead. It's like rotten, and that gets smashed up, crumbled up into these more conventional coffees.
Es fabuloso.
So this caturra is good for in the mornings because it has a lot more caffeine in it, so it's more stimulating. So doing sport afterwards. Pero deciste que la cafeína es donde hay las antioxidantes.
Claro.
En la molécula cafeína hay los antioxidantes.
Pero cuando le sacas provecho después de si tomas café, sacas provecho a eso cuando haces deporte.
Para hacer algo con la energía.
Usted se levanta como una puerta vieja.
Sí.
Sí.
Oh.
Claro, se toma un buen café de esto. Claro. Y empiezas a hacer deporte. sacas el provecho. Claro.
Okay, so we're saying that the antioxidants are in the caffeine molecule. Let's check that.
Esa es la camuflada.
Consumo Nacional, this is the, I mean, unfortunately for people living in
Café
Colombia,
Borbón.
Ah, sí, porque era digestivo.
This is the
Café
crap one.
Borbón. Este
So
también.
this is the national one. You can see in there the beans, like this one, for example, es una chimba, es terrible. Esta,
Sí,
más,
perfecto.
let's see some, that one that's been eaten by an insect. Wow. They're the ones that stay.
Ajá. Ah, esto es nacional.
Sí.
Y no importa con insectos, no es malo.
Ácido. Ácido.
Bourbon, ácido,
Y
Este también estaba rico.
good after food, digestion.
típica, tipo té.
Típica,
Ah,
como
es más
normal.
suave. A mí ese me pareció rico también.
Sin cafeína.
So this is where we smell them. We've got 2 cups from a huge bag or a series of bags selected at random to check like throughout these number of bags that it's the same quality coming out. This one smells a little bit pooey. Oh, this is so good. So you can see this one's ready because the coffee is actually falling down to the bottom and these guys are still steeping. And it's about 5 minutes that it takes. We're going to have a little bit of warm water to stimulate the taste buds before enjoying this lovely little beverage. Right, so we're going to break the coffee. Muy buena. Oh, es diferente. Más cuerpo, creo. ¿Sí o no? No.
Más ácido.
Oh, huele como tu aliento. Rica. Right, we're taking off the foam because the foam is apparently quite bitter. Espumo es amargo.
Y
sí.
limpias.
Okay, gotta clean my mouth well.
Es así.
Okay.
Duro, así. Eso.
No lo pasas.
Wow.
Sí, tienes
Muy
mejor, claro.
Okay.
Ahora, para este, lo juegas otra vez y pasas. Bien.
So these have been left to cool a little bit, and as they cool, they're obviously still steeping, and more of the flavors come out of them. Well, this is really interesting because if you have a bad coffee and you leave it to cool, more of the bad flavors come out of it. But this one, because it's good, more of the goodness comes out.
Rico.
¿Y tus dientes? ¿They're okay?
A cada rato tú mandas.
¿Sí?
Oh.
Sí. Ahí estás.
Now I am.
Ácido.
Ácido.
Muy ácido.
A mí sí no me gustó.
Bastante ácido.
Ah. She felt acid around the side of her mouth.
You like that one? You said you did.
See?
Rico.
Esto es tu preferido.
Sí, y el primero.
Oh. So this last one and the first one were her favorites.
No tiene cuerpo, o sea, grasa, cafeína, no tiene. Un equilibrio entre estos dos. Demasiado
¿Seco?
fuerte, seco. Y con notas a chocolate un poco, con semillas.
Ajá, a mí me gustaron estos dos.
Chocolate with seeds, very dry,
De
a little
estos
bit
dos,
acid.
son muy
And this one,
cuerpo.
I can't remember. She
Es
likes it.
cuerpo, tomar.
So, I can't claim to know this, like, from my own tasting, although I can because now I do. And again, so this one is what I would say is kind of a little bit thinner. And what we just found out is that when there's less residual in the mouth, it could mean that there's less caffeine in this one. So more residual in the mouth, more body, can mean that it's more caffeinated or there's more caffeine molecules in the coffee. And this one is a little bit thinner, less so. Muy interesante.